so much. Hi everyone, hi Milan. My name is Nadine. As Melanie already told you, I am working as Strategy Director at KMS Team. It is a consulting and branding agency, which is also like starting always with strategy, as you said, as a reply also is working. And why do I have a degree in cognitive neuroscience? I also have a degree in BWL, in good old German. So, and this is my focus background, so to say. And I started 20 years ago with strategic and consulting in-house. Then I started to try the consulting side. Then I went to Adidas and working in the business development for 10 countries plus, including the home market. And this, I tell you this because there, back in that time, 2016, I had a huge project within Adidas where we were working around 2 years to understand how we as Adidas, as a brand, can adapt to the customers out there, not via products, but giving them a real value. A value that no other brand can give, or they will have exceptional brand experiences with Adidas, and we try to understand how that works. And then back in that time I was working with neuroscientists, and I was so like happy, and it was very, very interesting. So I started to have searching for a private academy, because you can't, when you not studied medicine, you can't like study neuroscience from the scratch. So but there are methods like this. So this is why I am standing here as a strategy director with that kind of topic. Melanie also told you what it is about, so I directly start with the talk. If you're not having questions before that. Okay, let's do it. So I want to start to create a common basis here in this room. A common basis would be we all have a personal life, right? And another common basis is we all have a work life somehow. I think it could be very different from our day-to-day work, but we all are discussing things with other people, with clients, with colleagues. It can be difficult, it can be fun, it can be creative, it can be stressful, because we are talking about stress today. So why can that be stressful, even if it is a lot of fun? Because when the brain is working and experiencing and processing so many things normally at the same time, you will be overwhelmed at some point. And we all have, you know, I think you know the term social battery. So you know that if you are like very excited and you are into a crowd and you are working on something very focused, at some point the battery is lower, empty. And this is the point where the stress comes up and the cortisol level starts to rise. So let's talk about stress a little later. First, I want to have a little exercise with you. I will hand out 3 colors of Post-its. And you choose one and just take one Post-it. For example, if you really feel great and you are not stressed at all in this Friday morning, you will have you pick one green Post-it. That's it for the moment. Then we wait until everyone has a color in his hands, and then we'll go ahead. So please start to choose your color for today. And I'm really excited to see a colorful room and see how the mood in here is.
So red is kind of super stressed and blue is kind of, okay.
Blue is so, like it's neutral. Yeah, and the red one would be the bus was too late in the morning, you were running late in here, you are like, I don't know, have some issues with health, I don't know what, but this would be like super stressed, even you are in this lovely crowd and having a good conversation. So where are our Post-its right now? Oh, can we speed up that a little bit? Talking about stress and then please speed up. But we can go on a little bit, and we will have that colorful room in. So what is the definition of stress? It's increased exposure. It is stress of physical or psychological nature. So every one of you knows when we start to sweat, or like we are going crazy because we can't concentrate because we are so stressed, or you are running late and you start to run or something like that. All that is stress in some way. And what does it mean for the brain, and what does it mean on a neurological? It all starts with the amygdala. I guess you all have heard of that. It is the fear center in our brain. And the amygdala kicks in when it starts to recognize some stress or fear or something happening which we didn't expect. And normally then that you have the, what is it in English? Run, fight, or die? No. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. And so many things happen, and when the amygdala kicks in, the cortisol level starts to rise, and you are just focusing on that one thing. May it be run, or may it be like fight, something is happening, and then you are very stressed. What is also happening is that you start breathing very fast, and it's a very low level of deepness of the breath, right? So you will like, oh my God, and you are really stressed out. So this is basically what is happening in the brain, why we feel stressed. It is all about the amygdala. So are the post-its? Does everyone have one color of post-it? Okay, then please, how stressed do we feel today? Please raise your post-it. Okay, it's mostly neutral to absolutely not stressed, feeling well, and a few red ones. Okay, thank you so much. Awesome. So let's see how it is. Please keep the post-its. Let's see how it is after the talk. Okay, let's go for it. The next question would be, because we're talking about neuroscience and also about the concept of not being the same. Everyone has different behaviors, has different sorry, I'm not a native speaker, so sometimes I search for words in my head. And we are talking about neurodiversity as well. So what does neurodiversity mean? Is stress the same stress for everyone in here? I don't think so. So it is about it's not necessarily about disorders or something like that. It also can be like we have a different mood, our personal stimulus thresholds are very different, we have some, over the time, some different beliefs in you. Some things stress one of you and may not even recognized by one another, so it's really like very, very different. We're also talking about neuronal programming. So this is a concept, it's about neuronal, again, neuronal network, sorry for that. So neuronal networks you can imagine as being a muscle somehow in our brain. And when you train some neuronal networks, you will get stronger and better and be even more like it's a normal thing. So, and I think most of you have heard of when you repeat things 20 times, or other studies say 40 times, or there is a study for every number you you want to have. So, but if you repeat things, the neuronal network will get stronger, and you will be like it will be a normal way then, and then things go more easy. So, depending on what neuronal networks you have built in your experiences over the time, it will be different what makes you like having these fear moments or not. So, and we are talking about how routines can help to adapt with all that stress and anger management. Well, anger is too much, but I think I skipped one slide. Here we go. So there are lots more self pillars, right? So it is all about self-care also within that concept. So I have today with me like the rest thing. So all of us, as I said at the very beginning, when the social battery is empty, you need to rest, and you reload your battery again. And this also may be depending on what kind of flow type and kind of person you are and your personality type. For one will be the resting phase, go out with friends and have dinner and drinks and be in a crowded room with much energy, so they will like gain energy again. For the other ones will be going home, like close the doors, make a good music, make a coffee and just don't talk at all for hours or days, I don't know. So the concepts behind that, how you get rest, is very different. But it is very important, like to come breathing again and come back to yourself. And the good thing is, I forgot to tell you that when the amygdala kicks in and you are stressed and the cortisol level will rise, when you like have 5 minutes later and the situation is over, it starts to getting normal again. So this is the good thing. I forgot that one. So the mindfulness is one thing you learn to manage yourself and be very mindful. Again, there is no other word which is really matching it. Mindful, what I am stressed of? What is it that I need? What is it what I don't want to experience? And if you are very aware of what you want and what you don't want, you can handle the things a bit better. And there are methods, there are exercises, for example. There are many ways to get more mindful. You can write down some things or thoughts, or you can like exercise, and there are so many things to be mindful. The next thing would be nutrition, because what you eat and how the biological resonance with your body will be, the better things you get for your brain as well, and when we're talking about neuroscience, the better you are in terms of resilience. So be careful what you eat. And the next thing is movement, because also, again, when we move and we do things and we are creative and we just move around, in our blood the hydrogen level will rise again, and we like having our system like boosted somehow. So this will help at any time, and may it be a walk through the woods, for example, or may it be a session of yoga, or may it be a boxing class. So please feel free to do whatever you want, what helps you like get into a moving state, so to say. And last but not least for today, the sleep quality is most important for me. I'm really like totally into the sleep thing. Because it's so important, not how long you sleep, but how the quality is. Because when you have like a very you stand up a few times a night and you won't get enough of the deep sleeping phases, then you will not be creative, you will not be focused, you will not feel well in the morning. You will have like a Gedankenkreisel, like when your thoughts going crazy. So you will have all that. And if the sleep quality gets better, and now I come to the hacks what we all can do, but it won't be so special about these kind of 5 pillars. It will be a mix out of it, because if I wanted to talk about these pillars, we would have creative morning sessions until in 2 years every Friday, and we could talk about all these concepts, because there is so much in there. So please feel free to like look up some of these like pillars by yourself. There is so much out there to really help us being a better version of ourselves. So the next thing would be make it more actionable. As I said, there are rituals we can all do and we can all start from now on, from today on, and it will be on an individual level, and it also will be on a team level, because we are also talking about teams and we're talking about work environment. So the first, I have to click here, or is it just, okay. The first hack is meditation. And now you all think, oh, meditation. I hear this the first time in my life. No, you don't, of course not. I know everyone has heard of meditation. Everyone knows that this is a much powerful mindfulness tool and a tool of regulation, as we thought a few years ago. It is very, very old, so I think it started in Buddhism and Taoism back, I don't know, 5 million years, I don't know the number, but it is really an old concept, and you know the monks which are really like having that experienced, and they are capable to do things we just dream about. So it is really a thing. But it is also scientifically proven that it helps us to be less stressed, to be with us because we are focusing on us and ourselves. We get a better breathing because we are relaxed somehow, and we just stay calm for a minute. And even if it's 1 minute or 5 minutes, just start with that things. And I know from my personal experience that it isn't so easy to start, but the good thing is it's very hip today. So you can experience and see it everywhere. Meditation is everywhere out there. And I started to meditate, I think it was again with that Adidas time back in 2016, 2017. And I was so flashed because I always told myself, I'm not the kind of guy which is able to meditate. I can't stay even still for a minute, and it's not my thing. Wanted, and I was so like I didn't want it because it was like so not me. And then I experienced it, and it was on like we had a workshop on focus group, and I had a meditation teacher like coming in, and she was supposed to do something with the group, and I was like, yeah, I will sit there, but I'm not joining. So really I was so not into that. And then I was like touched, and I was like having tears running down, not even trying to follow her. It was really it was really crazy. And this time I had experienced for the first time meditation is such a strong tool. This is why I have it with me, and I know that it can be very, very hard to start. How could you start? I don't know if how many of you know these apps? Not so many. Okay. This would be 7Mind. It's personally my I would say this is a good starting point to meditate. And Headspace is the meditation app from Nike. As I was working for Adidas, I would never recommend Nike stuff. And it also is depending on perhaps load both of it on your cell phones, and then try to like start with a meditation of each of the apps, and you will see it is very depending on how the speaker, what voice he has, how fast he speaks, or how he gets you, or even not getting you at all. It's very very necessary that you feel well with that kind of voice in your head, because you close the eyes and you try to listen to it, and when you're not resonating with it, it won't work. So just start with it, or try to start. The second hack would be breathe. Sounds weird, but it helps, because as we said, when we are stressed, we are breathing like oh my god, and yeah, we don't breathe at all and not deep enough to be calm again. So when we start to breathe, and it can happen in every situation of your life, feeling stressed, having a pitch, sales pitch, for example, anything, start with breathing, just focusing for a minute. It will like be a different world when you then start the talk or the conversation or the pitch or whatever. Let's do it together. There are some breathing techniques. Hopefully because normally it is with a little video. No, it isn't. That's sad. Oh yeah, it is. So breathe. It says us what to do. Breathe in 3 seconds, and normally it runs down. I think it's because the connection is like not responding very well. We breathe 4 seconds, we hold 4 seconds, we breathe 4 seconds. Should we do this for a minute? Okay. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in 4 seconds. Hold.
This actually works quite well as presentation prep.
Yeah. Yeah. So, everyone's good in breathing now? Yeah. So, and then I will come up with the last individual hack. So on my laptop I already see it. That's sad. Hello. Okay, it's the boost thing. And again, this will be a completely new world will open up when I tell you it is about biohacking. And biohacking means that you understand your system, your mind, your body, how the cells in your brain and in your body are working, and try to boost it somehow. And when you type in biohacking, there will open up a new world, which is like, I think it started for me personally 2013 with Adidas. We had a huge a biohacking event back in the time in Berlin. We had the biohacking superstars from Germany invited. They had this was very fun. But when you open up these kind of worlds, you will see it is 1,000 hacks and biohacks, and it's in so many ways. And you will see the pillars we had on the screen. You will see that every kind of single hack is in some of that pillars, and you will really understand to get a better version, and you boost yourself and your resilience at the very end. But let's have one example of the biohacking and boost thing. Does anyone know Wim Hof? Out of the crowd. Oh, that's a lot, people. Okay. He is well known because of his breathing techniques in combination with cold therapy, so to say. And I had him also in a live event with Adidas back in the time. He was like with his little baby and his girlfriend, and he was having a talk on the stage. He was so relaxed, really, it was crazy. And we had some breathing exercises with him. And it is about improving the cognitive functions. It is improving your nervous system. It is, especially when you go into that cold thing, you can go like ice bathing, you can go in the very morning in some kind of sea in the Isar, it's very cold. You can like fill up your bath tube with ice cubes and sit in there. So there are many ways to get into that cold concept. And then when you start breathing on a very, very focused level, you will not even experience cold anymore. It's very, very interesting. And there's another hack out of the biohacking context. I started a few years ago by going to the cryotherapy. Is anyone aware of that concept? You go into a tube. Normally it's a tube. There are different concepts nowadays, but you go in a tube. There is a dry ice within that tube, and you stand there, and it is minus 160 degrees, I guess, and you stand there for 3 minutes. And the one who is operating the thing, the cryotherapy, is talking to you, and like then you are like distracted from the cold, and it helps. I guess if you are Wim Hof or you try to get to where he is, you can also like not having that conversation distraction thing, and you can breathe just to not feel cold. But you feel like a new person afterwards, and it's working in summer, because in summertime you go out there and you feel so refreshed, and it holds on for a few hours, right? And if you go in there in the winter time, you go in there minus 160 degrees, you go out there and you don't freeze at all, 4 hours. It's really great. I can really recommend that. It's great. So talking about that, you see, when I went into that biohacking, I could talk for hours, but let's go on. The next hacks would be about teams and how the behavior in teams and in agencies, or in what else do we have? Konzerne, like what is the English word? Enterprise, yeah. Thank you. So the first thing would be, when you are focusing on one thing again, and it's not breathing because you don't feel to breathe right now, or you are not having the time or the space, or you just don't feel it, then you could also have a cognitive exercise, even with your team. When there is some point where you're discussing with your teams, and the team members perhaps have a discussion with each other, you can sit them together, and you have Socrates, who was having 3 questions. They at the very beginning sound very pastoral, but if you think about it, it makes some things very easy. You can have always these 3 questions in mind, and you focus on, is it true? Or do we all in the room have different truths? For example, is it good? So should we talk about that, or is it like even rise the stress level, so then it's not good? And is it necessary? Does it help us to discuss about these kind of things, or is it just a waste of time? So think about these 3 topics, talk about that, and you have 2 things then. You focus, and everyone of the team focuses on these 3 questions, not so much about the things you are talking about. The next thing is you will have a lower stress level because you are away from that topic you are discussing about. And then you will have answers. In the best case, the team is like having, is it true? Yeah, kind of, different angles, okay. Is it good? I don't know. Is it necessary? No, not at all. And then you can skip the topic. So, and go on for another one. So this would be a very cognitive one. The next thing, also like again, like the meditation thing, talk, never heard of talking. But if you are really talking in an honest way with each other, with a colleague, with a family member, with a friend, you will see that when you're really listening to each other and you have a conversation which is like going on and back and forth, then you are synchronizing your brains, and the better you are synchronized, the lower the stress level will be. Even if you are talking about politics or things which really like are very stressful, when you try to listen to each other and you really like get into a flow, so to say, and flow moments, and the state of flow would be another creative morning session. So because what is the moment of flow? How many of you know the moment of flow? Flow state. It is simply said when you do some things or have a conversation or running or swimming or I don't know what, then you will experience it as seconds, even if it was hours what you did. And then you were in a moment of flow. And this is very, very good state of mind for the brain and for your health. So this would be another thing, but talk to each other, especially when we are like having the remote things, we are in home office, we had the corona phase, okay, it's gone, but we have different behaviors right now. And if we start to talk and sit together and having a coffee together, go out and be anywhere, just talk and you will synchronize and it will be easier to get things gelöst. Solved, thank you. Yeah. And the last hack is so it's the best hack ever. Do nothing. Think nothing, do nothing, don't move, just relax. Why is it? There is a default mode network, and this network starts to kick in when you just doing nothing. You can shower, you can sit there, you can like walk, you can do anything, but don't focus on something so hardly, because if you focus on something very hardly, you will not get an answer, or you will like having 1,000 answers and you will not know what to do, right? Everyone knows that. Just do nothing, and then the creativeness comes back. Then you will settle down, then you will, and be also when you have a difficult conversation, let's stay with the team and the work environment, just stop the conversation, go out of the room, everyone by itself, just do nothing, have a coffee, relax, breathe, and go back in the meeting again. You should try that at one point, because it really is a game changer. When everyone is like so much talking yourself in anger and you are like so discussing and have so many things to say and you are so like feeling unfair and I don't know what else, just stop it. It doesn't bring you anywhere. That was it. Thank you so much.